What's up, DBS fan? We have third place winner, Andrew Dovale. Tell us what you did this weekend, man.
Hey man, what's up guys? I played this tricolor Piccolo Surge list to top third finish at PPT Orlando finals. It's a super fun deck to pilot. You guys should definitely try it out. It's a little costly because it plays like every draft box SR that you can think of basically, except the red ones.
All the good cards in one deck.
And it's combo it, but it's really, really good. So yeah, let me show you the deck and give you a little explanation here.
Alright. Get into it.
Alright. So starting off with the multicolored, the blue-green package, we have the Android 17. He's basically just energy. Maybe you'll cast him once or twice, but basically he's energy. Hidden potential, the MVP just counters half the format, basically. Basically, other than the huge arrivals, he's doing everything for you. So definitely a must for of. And then to round it out for the cards that you charge, at least, 2 of each of the Android 21s. The 5-drop, which is very good in anything aggro, or just in general. Like sometimes people will be greedy and go to 2, and there were several games where I just played this card twice. Like I was able to, play one, survive, or...
I tell you when your last round in Swiss yesterday, I could talk about that one, bro.
yeah, so the last round in Swiss, I played against Joey Palladino, and in the third game, I had one of these in energy, and I was charging to 9, and I didn't draw it, I had it in hand. So I played one from energy, and then I played one from
you hard casted the other one. I was like,
so and he was a 2, so I just the game was over.
Stop it.
Android 21 is basically just for Hatchiyak. If I'm not playing against Hatchiyak, this card usually just goes out, because I don't need it at that point. And I felt like 10 multicolor blue-green was enough. So yeah, that's all it is. And then moving on to really the stars of the deck are these two guys. So we have the 6-mana Broly, super versatile card. They're both very versatile. This one has 2 modes, so you rival for a green and a yellow, and then you either rest something or pop a battle card that is energy cost equal to or greater than the opponent's energy. So if people try to get out big, please, like Heartfelt Plea was a huge thing in this tournament, and just in the format, you could just bring this out and pop it, or pop the beers, or pop whatever card they're trying to sack off for it, because usually they have less energy than that battle card has in play. So this guy was huge in that, and resting energy. A lot of times people just left up like a blue, or left up like one defensive energy, and I just start my attack, and I just go tap your blue, and that's it, the game's over. It's almost like a TN them, basically. And then the Crillon. This card hasn't seen much play, but it's definitely a really good card. It will now. The fact that it arrivals for green-yellow, but for a green, is huge. That means that you could do this even without having a yellow energy in play, which you just have access to a turn 2, and it has 2 insane effects. Either your opponent drops a card, which is great. Your leader wants them to be discarding or dropping cards, get their hand low, and that's how you win. Or if they try to go for game on something, you negate a keyword skill for the duration of the turn. Right? So you could just remove double strike, remove triple strike, remove triple attack. It'll restand once, but it won't restand again, etc. So it's a very good card. Very, very good card. It's just being a 20k beater, and I have a little sideboard tech for it that makes it a little bit more interesting as well. One thing I want to mention for the arrival play, since it's very centered on arrivals, we play a very equal number of 5Ks of that color. So I usually just went with like busted draft box SR plus counterplays. So I just went with 3 Vegeta the Cruel, because that's the best green counterplay. That's the one that you have, and it's amazing. 2 Piccolo, very good threat on its own. And usually against decks that can't remove it, it wins the game. So that's a very good combo. So that's the 5 green 5Ks, and the 5 yellow 5Ks are the 3 Champa, again your best arrival in yellow, and 2 of the draw 2 apes, which you want to combo off anyways. This card won me so many games where it's just an attrition battle. I was able to just stall my opponent. It came up huge in top 8 against yellow Broly. I just had a board, and he was trying to leave me at 4 life, so I couldn't awaken and not awaken efficiently and use my plays. And I was just drawing 2 and drawing 2 and drawing 2, and I just had 15 cards in hand, and it was just the game was over. This card just put in the work. So moving on to the blue. Blue has 6 5Ks because you want to charge blue a lot too. But this 2 of this one, it could be 4 of this one, honestly. This card is very good between the sideboard and the main. Because I sideboarded out Ultra Instinct a lot in matchups where I didn't need it, and it could just be the third and fourth of this card. Because this card just works so well with hidden potential. On like turn 3 or 4 or whenever you want to, you could just set it up where you play this card and start critting them down while holding up counterplays.
Yep.
And that starts becoming like a huge tempo for you, because there's some matchups where you just don't attack with your leader because you don't have to. So this guy kind of puts in the crit work.
20k crit. Yeah.
Exactly. These are just your defensive options. I'm a big fan of Roshi's. I wish I could play the yellow ones too, but you know the other yellow 5Ks are really good. Just being able to negate and then counter another attack, or like combo out of another attack, is huge, because a lot of plays in this game right now require a rival. So if you're negating their leader swing, or negating, you know, whatever they have on board, and then they're just like, well, I can't rival anymore, my turn's over, and they pass back to you, that's huge tempo advantage for you, because then you're able to just keep attacking with your crit, keep doing your thing, and you're building up a board, right? So it's really, really good. I think that negates are very strong in this format, and especially when they're negates like this. Alright, so Ultra Instinct gets rid of like Kaioken, you know, Victory Strikes.
Everything is a threat, essentially.
Exactly, like the stuff that's like super uninteractive. You have a bunch of way of dealing with it between all of your rival guys and this one, and just Champas and everything. But just in case, he could be completely in the sideboard, and it could be for Janemba. That could be a very real thing. But for this tournament, I decided to do the 2-2-2 split. And then we did 3 Paragus. Not 3 Paragus, 4 Paragus. The best super combo in the game, basically. There's nothing that beats this card. It's just insane. The only thing that would be better if it sent it to your drop instead of the warp. But just being able to dig through your deck, find the other ones, find everything you need is huge. 4 Bean for Dimension Magic, just blue staples. Kind of the bread and butter, what makes playing a blue leader good. Even though my opponents were like, I always controlled the board enough to where TN was never an issue. So I was able to just, you know, freely get up to 6 energy or 5 energy before the pressure really started, basically. And at that point, their TN did nothing. So TN was almost a non-factor. If you play around it correctly, and just, you're basically playing on your opponent's turn anyway. So you're like, all right, yeah, I don't care. Pass with all my energy. You play the 1 secret rare. Yeah, basically 2 secret rares. Either one will end the game depending on the situation. This one, I played a lot of Broly Surge. They don't deal with this card. It just kills them. Broly Surge is a deck that draws on the combo step, so you don't want to attack them, and you just crit them down. You just draw this card, you crit them down, and they die. A lot of times I was able to kill them without them having any cards in hand. They couldn't even awaken because they can't activate Surge. Fu is for the other matchups, like the Piccolo and the Surge Coup. It's the best one because it's very hard to deal with. Like, the only thing you can do is like Crusher Ball it, stuff like that. But basically, it's pressures them on your turn, and it negates their whole other turn, their whole next turn. They have no, you know, pressure on you back. So between those 2 turns, you're able to either end the game on that same turn or end the game on your following turn. Between the hand advantage and them not doing anything on their turn. All right, and moving on to the sideboard. I played some techie stuff because I didn't have really much of this deck built or the sideboard built, so feel free to change like half of these cards. This came in almost none of the time, but it's a good card. The problem is that like it interacts poorly with the Janemba SR, and that's the guy I want to be playing.
You know, I'm gonna ask you about that afterwards.
So this one doesn't really work that well. If you're not playing the Janemba SR, this is a pretty good play, and then you hold up your counter plays, because then every time they want to play a card on your turn, they have to put a card at the bottom of their deck, which works with the leader effect, and it gets around like Tau and stuff like that because it's at the bottom of the deck. And it's just a cantrip blue 5K. Alright, so this is the spicy card that I brought in when I sided out my Android 21 ramp cards. Since your leader is green and you're playing a 4-drop Piccolo, 4-drop Crillon right here, you bring this guy out early, have them discard a card, start pressuring them 20k, and then if they ever want to kill this card, usually what they'll do is they'll rival like a Beerus or rival it's something that pops it, or they'll just combo and try to kill it, and then you just bring out this and kill whatever killed it. And then now you have a 25k double strike that you're dealing with. And it kills anything ignoring barrier. Like, even sometimes people would Piccolo me, they'll pop my guy, I'll be like, okay, summon this guy, pop your Piccolo. Yeah, so this was a huge play. It baited people into so much. But, you know, I didn't play it that much because honestly, a lot of the times they just didn't even kill the Crillon, and the Crillon won the game on his own because I just kept countering them. But it was really good. I think it deserves a slot. It's a pretty nice bomb. 3 of this TN. I didn't play this card, but you know.
You had to put it in last overall.
Yeah, my deck doesn't like. apply pressure in the way that Tien wants to. I think Tien is, for a deck like Surge Coup, I think really wants it because they're able to like, you know, do their Beerus into Plea, into all these stuff. Like, there's certain decks that really want to use this to pressure. My deck doesn't really want to do that. It's not trying to like aggro you down or anything. So I think it's not a good slot in this deck. Same thing for this card. I figured it would be good in like matchups where I just needed a lot of hidden potentials, but there's really no matchup.
I got you, bro. This was essentially the Zeno that we couldn't find.
Yes,
wink, yeah.
It was supposed to be Zeno.
The secret tech, we'll leak it out to you guys, yeah.
Correct. The Zeno
is titty.
The Zeno's broken because there's a Victory Strike Piccolo deck.
Yep.
And it tries to win with just getting to Victory Strike and having hidden potential or anything. And if you have Zenos, it gets around everything. It gets around King Vegeta, it gets around everything. Because on the counter attack, it's basically Enraged Gohan Awakening, but a 5K. 15K, 5K, and it gets played. So they have no way of interacting with it, so you should just play Zeno, maybe 2, maybe 3. Banisher Fruit. This guy's really, really good. There's a lot of matchups where you just really want the tempo. Against Broly Surge, it's really good. Against anything aggro, it's good. I played it against Baby Vegeta, won me games there. Just being able to remove their apes, and if they don't have the 8-drop to go into another one, it's going to take them a lot of resources, right? So it was very good there. Same thing with Mafuba, basically getting rid of an ape on their turn and not having to deal with it for a while, usually enough time for me to set up game. A lot of them went greedy, so I would just like stop their turn with this, and then they would be at 1 life, and I would kill them with the guy from the Crick guy. Extra Ultra Instinct for those matchups where this card wins the game, like Kaioken, all that type of stuff. It's best answer to Kaioken. And then 1 Kai for the aggressive matchups. Probably should be main deck. I just didn't find a slot for it, so I just put it in the board. And I just boarded out whatever card was worse in one particular matchup to bring in the Kai. But it's it's always good, you know, to have in any deck.
All right, now the question I had for you. I know myself and Marquise, and Jonathan and you, we had the same deck, but
well, we didn't run the same deck.
Like the same leader.
Yeah.
But the 2 cards pretty much that you guys didn't run, that myself and Marquise did, that you and Jonathan didn't, was the Krillons. Not the Krillons, but the Gohans. How you feel about the Gohans?
The green Gohans
versus this, yeah.
I don't think they fit this deck particularly, because I think the Janemba SR does what you need to. What I would like to do is not the Gohans. I would like to add special beam cannons in the sideboard. And bring those in the grindy matchups and like remove some cards that I don't need as much.
I won me a lot of games, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, because if I'm able to, you know, warp, special beam cannon, and especially with Tau being gone, that's what I was worried about. Is
free.
Tau. With Tau being gone, that card is going to be able to just protect you and just rip them.
Exactly.
So that's the card I'm really looking for. I don't think this version wants Gohan. I think your version wants Gohan.
Yeah. Yep, makes sense. Any last shout outs you want to give before we go?
No shout. Well, yeah, I want to give a shout out. I almost forgot. I want to give a shout out to Team F.O.E. And Prismatic Defender for being our sponsors. Thank you very much, guys. And
how'd you get the deck, B?
And I want to give a shout out to Juan right here. Juan is the one that gave me all the foils.
Juan's our other sponsor, man.
Yeah, I only had to get a few of these cards myself because he was able to help me.
He really is.
And over here, Jamie, who's also helped me.
Our international player. Shout out to the Canadian Danny Height, came all the way in. Shout out to 4th place. My boy Thomas Lippman is back in the house. He will be at Gamers in March, going for a guaranteed 7K. Danny, you better fly into a guaranteed. Listen, guaranteed. Danny, not scale. Guaranteed. Danny, it could be 10 players. You'll be playing for 7,000. Dead serious, Danny. Guaranteed 7K. Thomas dominated that event last time. It was a guaranteed, what, 5K last time?
The one at Gamers?
Yeah.
I taught that league.
I
think Dahan.
That was that last one. The one that you and Dahan split.
It was like a 2K.
That was a 2K? But it was guaranteed. It was like, what, 15 people? Guaranteed.
It was like 25 players.
That's still guaranteed, man. That's plus. Yeah, we do a lot of guaranteed tournaments. It's in March. I'm going to start promoting it. I just wanted this invitation to go by. But make sure you guys do it. And this is still recording. I just noticed. Thanks, Andrew. Yay!